haven't gotten to ride it in its final form, but I'm going to tomorrow. But I'm probably gonna beg the guys all day today if I can get out there for a lap or two. We're only making 131 of them.
What up, Block fam? Welcome to Arizona. Standing here with me, Harley Corporate. Walking up to Harley-Davidson's Factory Racing trailer. Smells like race gas.
Smells good.
Yeah. Standing here with the man Kyle Wyman. You and I did a video like 3 years ago talking about what is a performance bagger, and from then to now, massive change. And what y'all are now offering.
We're looking at the 2025 Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide RR. You know, the last time we did a bike walk around, it was the 2021 race bike. You know, we were walking through the bike and showing the different parts. The racing bike has come so far. In my opinion, this production bike is more special than that first year race bike.
Damn.
It's insane.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a big claim.
I'm standing by that statement.
Yeah. So we are at a racetrack, guys, so you'll have to forgive the noise. We got a race bike running in the background, which sounds amazing. Also smells amazing. Can we talk through some of the parts that are like super exclusive for this?
Yeah, I mean, so when you first approach the bike, the first thing you notice is everything is in carbon fiber. I mean, everything we can reasonably make carbon fiber is there. Bags, covers, the whole fairing, front fender, everything. So we've tried to lighten this bike as much as possible. We've put the racing spec Olin suspension on this bike, including the forks. These are the FGR 250 Superbike forks that we run on the race bike. It's the same fork. Brembo brakes, T-drive rotors from Brembo, same rotors we run on the race bike. We have tried to take everything possible from the race bike and put it into a street legal, noise compliant.
Good disclaimer.
I mean, for now, right?
Have to, yeah,
for now.
Yeah.
We wanted to make it street legal, but we were able to achieve quite a lot. And 153 horsepower, 150 foot-pounds of torque.
That's serious.
Yeah, just like the CVO Road Glide ST that came out last year. You know, we've been able to take the learnings from the race bike, implement them directly into the ECU, especially when you have that much torque. You want the throttle map to really match that.
Right.
So, same way we've done on the race bike, it matches up perfectly to this. One of the things that people are always so impressed with on the race bike is that CNC swing arm.
Seriously,
right?
like especially since it's one piece, right?
Yep, and it's so easy to see because the bags are high and everything, but if you take a look, we've got that same racing swing arm on this motorcycle.
That's beautiful.
So that is the racing swing arm, that billet, primary cover, mid controls. It's truly a special motorcycle. I haven't gotten to ride it in its final form, but I'm going to tomorrow. But I'm probably gonna beg the guys all day today if I can get out there for a lap or two.
Let me get out, yeah. What is your favorite part, you know, out of all of it that's coming over from racing that will be available, like say to the everyday guy?
You know, the swing arm, the billet triple clamps, suspension, like the chassis components that make up the fundamental feel and performance of a bike, to me is like, that's what excites me the most, is that we're able to implement so many of these things. You know, we've done so much work on, you know, stiffness with these forks from Olin's, and stiffness in the triple clamps and the swing arm, the way the swing arm torques under load to create grip. I mean, all of those little things that we've gone through the trenches on developing, we can just put straight into this bike. And the CVO ST was a great step in that direction, right? That is such a good bike. But what if it could be lighter? What if it could be faster? 45 pounds lighter than the CVO ST.
But you still have audio, and you still have like navigation.
Yeah, so we still have all of the comfort, right? You know, we're not gonna put heated grips on this thing, but custom Rockford Fosgate speakers that were developed specifically for this bike. Still has all the nav. We're only making 131 of them. So they're gonna have serial numbers right here on the triple clamps. This one's pretty special because it's 0 out of 131. A little pre-production model for you. Another thing that's really cool to talk about is our partnership with Akrapovich Exhaust Systems.
I've been mispronouncing it for so long.
When you meet with those guys and they say it's Akrapovich, you just say, okay, it's Akrapovich.
It's Akrapovich. On note of pronunciation, how do you say the word GIF?
Like when you're messaging and like little photo thing, the moving photo, a GIF.
GIF. Okay, not a GIF.
No, it's a GIF.
There's such a divided camp on that, but the founder, the guy that created it, he called it a GIF.
Oh well. Full system Akrapovich exhaust meets emissions, meets sound, but to be able to publish 153 horsepower peak, first time we've ever put our, not quite our largest because we have the 135 now, but to put a 131 in a production motorcycle for the first time is pretty cool for Harley-Davidson.
We want to get into like a lot of this nitty gritty, like what are you getting with these 131 production models? The man behind all this tech specs is...
Get into the spec sheet, we're going to bring in Jason here.
You guys have seen him a couple times on the channel. What can you tell us about engine, transmission, suspension?
I think we covered the basics with the engine. This is the most powerful street motorcycle Harley-Davidson has ever sold in 122 years. But not only with the 131, we have the new Screamin' Eagle transmission. So that transmission was something that we developed coming out of Daytona in 2022. Kyle was pushing us and we needed to develop an in-house transmission that was able to hold up to the power of the race bike. That is the same transmission that we have here on this motorcycle. Some other real cool bits from the race bike itself is inside the primary cover on the left. We actually have a new Harley-Davidson Factory Racing clutch basket. That was a clutch basket, again, developed from racing that we saw excessive wear. That's a 7000 series aluminum, US source aluminum, made, machined in Wisconsin with the US military spec, hard anodized. Takes the any abuse that you're going to be able to throw at it. You know, the swing arm, we use the same process that we do for the race bike. We call it topology optimization. So we set boundary conditions to a large block and let the computer go at it with millions and millions of different cycles. It's why you have this unique organic shape, because organic shapes in nature are really the strongest shapes. They've evolved that way.
Right.
It's how we came up with this swing arm that's 10% lighter, 10% stiffer than the Ocoee swing arm. We start with a 220-pound block of aluminum. We cut it down to 18 pounds in one piece. 3 operations. We've got it all the way down to about 12.5 hours of machine time to create that.
I was just going to ask what production time is on it. 12.5 hours for one swing arm.
Absolutely, yeah. Sheesh. We had to go buy a whole new 5-axis mill just to produce the 131 that we're doing for these motorcycles.
Yeah, I know on the CVO ST there was like a different cowl, different seat, so this is brand new. And then you also have the, what do you call the part on the tank?
This thing right here?
Yeah.
Pommel.
Pommel.
Pommel, which is like the front of a saddle on a horse, is where that word pommel comes from. A seat that we specifically designed for this motorcycle with our great partner Saddleman, who also races in the King of the Baggers with us. To my knowledge, it's the first touring seat with a full carbon fiber base. So again, we wanted to use the materials that we use in the racing application, be as light as weight as possible. The seat is about 1 inch taller, which gives better ergonomics to the foot peg position. It allows you to ride in a really aggressive position. The pommel is obviously a little bit smaller than the guys use out on the racetrack, but it's there to help when you're really moving your weight off to the side of the seat. It gives you that support on the inside of your thigh for a really dynamic, a little bit more aggressive riding position.
Makes a big difference.
Suspension, 2 inches taller than stock, gives us that additional lean angle right and left, as well as the control capabilities.
Is it considered mids?
I mean, it's Harley-Davidson mids, right? So it's a very standard mid position for like what we would do on a soft-tail motorcycle. To do a true mid or a rear set on this bike, you'd have to get the bike so tall, like we do on the race bike. You'll see how tall the bike is, how tall the seat is. We want to keep someone comfortable. Ride out to the mountains, have a great time out in the twisties, but be comfortable on your way there as well.
Right.
Carbon fiber front to rear on the motorcycle. One really cool thing about carbon fiber, the fairing, as well as the saddlebags and saddlebag lids. Those are obviously the exposed large components, could be subject to some type of impact, hopefully never. We went to a supplier that specifically develops components in crash safety for NASCAR. So this layup schedule has carbon fiber, Kevlar, carbon fiber again, gives it great impact resistance.
Wow.
Safety in terms of extremely lightweight, performance oriented.
And I know you guys do this a lot in like on the track with your own race bikes. No carbon wheels.
We wanted to get a bike out and not take another couple of years. Even in the race bike though, we run all aluminum alloy wheels. It's a requirement of the class. There are certainly lighter weight components. Those take an extreme amount of maintenance and care. They're also subject to easier damage, both on the track and on the streets.
I've heard
we wanted
that,
something,
yeah.
you know, reliable as well.
With carbon wheels, I hear the hubs start to kind of go bad after a while, and carbon's a more brittle material, right?
Yeah,
so.
I mean, so how they manufacture carbon, right? You still can't press a bearing into a carbon hub itself. So there's some type of metal, generally aluminum, that's even a full aluminum hub bolted through the carbon, or inserts within the carbon material itself. Again, great, not the most longevity or life associated with them, so they take a huge amount of maintenance. We wanted to give a full factory warranty with this motorcycle and not have any a crazy maintenance schedule. I mean, there's fantastic wheels on the market, but
yeah,
they take a lot to maintain.
What's your overall favorite part about this offering?
There's just so many stories. I mean, you look at the parts and I see that, you know, the stories and the people behind them. I'd say it's hard to get past the swing arm, but even like these mid controls took quite a bit. It took all the learnings that we've had from how we designed the race bike, even though they look different and they're in a different position. The ability to design, validate, create something on the computer, prototype the parts, get them in the exact position that we wanted with the functionality. It was just a testament, one piece on the bike that represents the rest of it.
Nice.
But even things like the cam cover on the right side of the bike, I mean, that was the original cam cover we had on the race bike. It's evolved a little bit since then with changes to the exhaust, but literally that's the design we first came up for year one with Kyle racing the bike. So I mean, we talk about race replica, direct components from the street onto this bike. It's just...
How do you feel with like just seeing the evolution, like I said, from whenever we initially were at that first 3 years ago recording to like something like this now being offered, but then even your own race bike?
My race bike now it's a full-on super bike. I
mean,
it's a freaking MotoGP bike, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy what we've been able to do, but you know, when I look at this, to me, it's a more complete and like refined motorcycle than our first race bike, because of how much we've learned over the last few years.
So you've never been on it though? You've never thrown a leg over?
No, tomorrow.
We can't get you on it now? Is he not allowed to sit on it now?
I can sit on it. We can have a look.
We just want to get the ergos, you know, see how it fits you.
Definitely more upright. It's wild to see the same like fork caps that are on my race bike. Visibly to see that like that's my racing front end.
Olin's had the FGR 250 front forks. We worked with them year 2 to design an extended foot. Olin's calls that fork the FGR 253. These are literally a different suspension setting, but the exact same forks that come off Kyle's race bike.
So I mean, people are literally getting race replica.
I want to talk about maybe getting this carbon cowling on the race bike though. The triples, it's a really nice piece.
It took a little bit of effort to design. It's actually CNC trimmed, so to get the two-piece carbon to be able to fit together, the whole underside of it goes on a CNC machine and it's trimmed to be able to match together in a fine way.
Big thanks to the man, Kyle Wyman. Dude, I really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
That's been super, just insane to see, literally, like how far this has come, man. Yeah.
What a journey.
Yeah, it's been wild. Something like this being offered to the public. You know, you guys can buy one. Hit up your dealership. I don't know what the process of purchasing it is. I know these things are going to go fast, especially with only 131 of them being made. I would like to see them out on the track.
There will be some on the track.
Where can people find you? Where can people follow you and all that?
Harley-Davidson Factory Racing. You'll see us at 7 events this year. Follow me, just at Kyle Wyman, pretty much on any platform. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of YouTube stuff with this bike tomorrow. It's going to try to enter the YouTube space.
On like personal channel?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Try to do something.
Kyle Wyman entering the YouTube space. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys, if you have any questions on this, drop them down in the comments below. Let us know. Hope this was insightful for you, though. If you guys get to see one in person, would highly recommend it. It's a beautiful bike. Obviously, love what they've done with the paint fading into the carbon. I mean, it's just carbon everywhere. So if you guys did enjoy it, hit the like. If you're not subscribed, actually, I should let you do the outro with this like, subscribe, and stuff since you're starting the YouTube channel. You want to throw an outro on it?
Oh man, I've never done one.
So if you guys enjoyed it, hit the like. If you're not subscribed,
subscribe.
Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon also, so it sends you notifications of any future uploads. Hit the subscribe button on his channel and the bell icon. Until next time, ride safe out there, stay vigilant. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.